When I moved into my new home in the quiet suburbs of Oregon, I was just looking for peace. After 5 years of saving, downsizing, and working brutal hours as a traveling ICU nurse, I finally had a place of my own. A one-story craftsman with a wide front porch, navy blue shutters, a tidy lawn, and a bright red door I painted myself. To me, it was perfect. But to Clarissa Harlow, the self-appointed queen of the block, it was tacky. I met her on move-in day. She strutted up to me in heels far too sharp for the sidewalk, oversized sunglasses hiding half her face, and a clipboard in hand. "Hi there, I'm Clarissa. I run the HOA Facebook page and handle Neighborhood Aesthetics," she said with a thin smile. I smiled back, brushing dust off my jeans. "Nice to meet you." She glanced around at my porch with narrowed eyes. "You're repainting that door, right? It's very bold." "It's my favorite color," I said simply. She gave a tight laugh, then pointed to my bushes. "And those boxwoods are wildly asymmetrical." I didn't even know what that meant. That night, I found a welcome packet taped to my door. Inside were printed out guidelines from the HOA, most of which were subjective and not actual violations. The last page was handwritten. "First impressions matter. This neighborhood maintains a certain level of sophistication. Please do your part." No signature, but I didn't need one. The perfume on the paper reeked of Clarissa. Over the next 2 weeks, she made herself very present. She critiqued my garbage bins for being visible from the curb. She told me my shutters were a little Walmart Y. She even emailed me a Pinterest board titled "Classy Curb Appeal Ideas." I kept it polite. But when I politely declined her unsolicited makeover advice, she turned sour. Then came the first HOA violation letter. 3 offenses. Decorative door color not within approved palette. Mulch color not cohesive with neighboring properties. Mailbox post leaning. I had checked the bylaws before I moved in. None of these were enforceable. It was all subjective garbage she pushed through because she was tight with the HOA board. 2 of them were her bridge club friends. No surprise. Still, I fixed the mailbox and sent a response letter disputing the rest. Days later, my grass was mysteriously over-fertilized. Patches turned yellow overnight. I found her walking past my house with her tiny dog, eyeing the damage. "Oh no," she said, smug. "That'll bring your value way down." That's when I decided she wanted a war? Fine, but I wasn't playing her game. I'd win it with one move. I started doing research, pulled her property records, looked up county deeds. What I found made me laugh. Clarissa didn't even own the house across from me. Her ex-husband did. He had put it under an LLC for tax purposes. Their divorce settlement gave her temporary residency until the LLC dissolved, which was set to happen in just 4 months. So she wasn't queen of the neighborhood. She was a squatter with a blowout and a superiority complex. She just didn't know I knew. For the next 2 months, I played it cool, waved at her, thanked her for her feedback, even complimented her hideous front yard angel statues, all while quietly waiting. Then, one day, I spotted it, a private listing on Zillow, her address. Owner selling directly. Discreet inquiries only. She was trying to sell fast and quiet, likely because she had nowhere to go once the LLC ended. She needed cash, fast, and she didn't want the neighborhood to know she wasn't staying. I made a call to the listed number, used my cousin's name, hired a real estate lawyer, offered full asking price in cash, no inspection, no contingencies. She took the bait. 10 days later, I signed the final deed and wired the money. I bought her house right out from under her. The day she found out, she was pruning her hydrangeas. I walked across the street, folder in hand, and stood at the base of her driveway. "Clarissa, I called. She turned, frowning. Yes? I just wanted to personally introduce myself. I'm your new landlord, she laughed. What? I handed her the deed, watching her face crumble as she read her own address under my name. You. Bought this? She whispered, voice shaking. I nodded. Cash offer. It went through this morning. So I'll need you out in 30 days. You can't do this. This is harassment. This is insane. I've lived here for 12 years. And now you'll live somewhere else, I said calmly. Maybe one with more symmetrical boxwoods. She tried everything. Called the HOA board. Claimed I forged papers. Even tried to convince the neighbors I was dangerous. It didn't work. The sale was airtight. I even offered her $2,000 in moving assistance just to make her leave faster. On the 29th day, a moving truck pulled up. I stood on my porch sipping iced tea as she loaded up the last of her garden gnomes. She didn't look at me as she slammed the car door. Spent the next few weeks fixing up her house. Painted the shutters black. Tore down the angel statues. Removed the giant faux fountain she installed to impress the neighbors, and then I rented it out to a group of quiet college girls who ran a vegan candle business. They had purple hair, tattoos, and a pit bull named Cheddar. They didn't care about mulch, color, or mailbox angles. But they paid rent on time and sold me a lavender soy candle called Smells Like Victory. Now, every morning, I sit on my porch with my coffee, looking across the street at the house I own, the house she used to rule from, and smile. Because, in the end, Clarissa didn't just lose her throne. She lost it to the woman whose home she said looked too cheap. And I didn't even have to raise my voice. Just a checkbook and a little patience.